Review and coordination processes to increase the quality of our current work. Presented by Tony Daly, Jay Johnson, Brianna Montez, and Cassie Jones. Change is necessary in DevOps. Change is good. We can't grow without change. But the kind of change I'm talking about today is when the approval of change has to come from another department. If we have too many changes that have to be controlled by someone else, we have negative consequences. For example, if we add more questions that need to be answered to the change request form, if we require more authorizations, such as one more level of management approval, like instead of merely the VP of operations approving, now we require that the CIO also approve, or more stakeholders, or if we require more lead time for change approvals so that change requests can be properly evaluated. All these things can result in long lead times, reduced strength and immediacy of feedback, increased batch sizes, lost revenue. We need to let the people closest to the problem fix it. So if we require less change approvals from people far removed from the problem, we can actually eliminate many of these issues. We need to create effective control practices that can more closely resemble peer review, reducing our reliance on external bodies to authorize our changes.
So basically the question becomes is how can we create this better flow or be able to help with the change orders so that they are not as blocky or causing more issues on the long run. With that, we can enable coordination, scheduling, and peer reviews. To coordinate changes creates less conflicts. When we're able to coordinate a change, what we're doing is we are basically setting up a time frame, or we're telling people when it is that we are going to initiate this change. We then schedule it to be able to create kind of to help people know this is when it's going to be enacted, and we have our peers review it in order to kind of make sure things are a little bit more seamless. The whole point of being able to do this will allow keep the amount of issues that can occur on a change to a minimum. As it was described in the previous slide, when it comes to changes, they can often make or break a system. When we introduce a new software to a system, it's good to have multiple checks to go through in order to make sure everything's running functionally and that we're able to get the outcome that we desire.
Another way to increase quality in our current work is to use pair programming. And by definition, that means that usually two developers or programmers or engineers working on one workstation. One developer is typically the driver. He or she is the one that writes the code. And the second person is the navigator or observer. And they review the code that's in process of working, that's in process of being written. They can also offer additional ideas and perspectives. Working together, some of the benefits of these, working in pair programming can increase information flow between teams because it may be two different developers from different teams working on the same issue. We can increase organizational learning, again, because it may be two different team members working on the same project. Individual learning for both developers. We, again, can have different perspectives to a problem, and instead of just having one person with one idea, we have two different ways of looking at the problem. And this also helps because we can catch errors early, even if they're just spelling errors or punctuation errors. A lot of these can be caught early. And so a quote that was really kind of impactful for this type of programming is by Dr. Lori Williams. And she said that paired programmers are 15% slower than two independent individual programmers, while error-free code increased from about 70% to 85%. So it's kind of a small trade-off there, but the benefits are kind of impactful. And you can see that, yeah, 70% to 85% more error-free code certainly is a huge benefit when writing code. The next thing that we'll talk about is fearlessly cutting bureaucratic process to increase our workflow. And so as we've discussed, pair programming, which enables us to increase the quality of our work. It helps us to not rely on external approval for changes. We can make those on the fly. Although most companies still have long-standing processes for approval, that can require months to navigate. So cutting the bureaucratic process can help cut that down. Also, the approval process can significantly increase lead times, which prevents us from delivering value quickly to our customers and potentially increases the risk to our organizational objectives. So when we cut those bureaucratic processes, we can get to our final product more quickly. And we can also, and we must also re-engineer our process to achieve our goals quickly and safely. So in conclusion, we covered some topics of ways that we can help increase the quality of our current work by overcoming overly controlled changes, enabling coordination, scheduling, and peer reviews by using pair programming, and by also trying to cut out as much bureaucratic process as we can. And all of these together can help us increase the quality and timeliness of our current work. Thank you for watching our presentation.